LearningMeasure.tv, Science and Engineering podcast with emphasis on measurement, brought to you by David Archer and LearningMeasure.com. Episode 0, About Us. Hello. Welcome to Episode 0 of the LearningMeasure.tv podcast. Now, this particular episode, we are going to discuss a little bit about what we're trying to do here and explain the site and the podcast. We want to talk about, where this is going and what we're doing and what podcast, the LearningMeasure.tv podcast, is the podcast of LearningMeasure.com. LearningMeasure.com is, first of all, a training website where you can get various online training on technical topics that are related to measurement. We also are in the process of trying to develop some training videos that we'll hopefully eventually sell on the website as well. So we'll be talking about that later. First thing I want to do, though, is give you a quick tour of the training website and how to register for one of our courses and take one of our courses. That's what we'll do next. Okay. We're going to go over how to take one of our courses now. Here's the LearningMeasure.com site. Now, I'd like to point out that we really like using Firefox for navigating this site. We recommend you download it from here, from this little ad down here. And we hopefully will be working on a Firefox extension for the website. But it works fine with Internet Explorer and with Safari and other browsers, but we really like Firefox. Just thought I'd mention that. If you want a more detailed explanation or how to take our courses, click on this little short video here. It tells you a little bit more. All right. First of all, to take one of our courses, you have to register as a student. You do that by selecting this register link on the menu, and then you select register as a student, and you enter some information. Now, this information that you enter here is not going to be shared with anybody. We just keep a track of it so that we can serve our users better. Okay, we're just entering in some bogus information here. We're going to create a little account, and we'll create an account student99 with a password of student. Now, by the time you see this account will be deleted, so you won't be able to use it. So we hit submit, and it'll say enter, and then it'll ask you to enter your username and password. And then it'll take you to this page. Well, this is the My Courses page. This is where it would list all the courses that you're taking here, but right now you're not taking any. So first of all, we got to register for one. Let's go up here to the course catalog link in the menu, and then select whatever course you want to take. We recommend LM101, which is how to take one of our courses. Click on that, and then gives you a description of the course. Each course is like this. And at the bottom, there's a register for course button. Click on that, you register for the course. Then you can either return to the course catalog to register for some more courses. You can return to My Courses or start taking the course. We're going to return to My Courses now. Now you have a course listed in your list of courses. Okay, you can drop the course, which just means it removes it from this list. So if you completed the course, it puts an entry in your training record and that will still be here even if you drop the course. All this drop does is remove it from your list of currently active courses. So click drop, yes, return, and it's gone. So we're going to re-register for that now. Whoops, wrong link. Okay, register. And I'm going to return to my courses. There it is again. From here, to start taking the course, click on the course number. There'll be more here. You just click on whatever one you want to take, and it starts with this. The first screen on all the courses tells you a little bit about how to navigate the course. The course navigation is done through the buttons at the bottom of the page, bottom of the screen. This upward arrow returns you back to the My Courses page. Go back to the course. This right arrow here moves you forward through the course. This left arrow here moves you backwards through the course. Okay, all courses have an index where you can jump to a specific part of the course, and then you can move forward from there, and then you can jump back to another spot and move from there, and you end up the back button then remembers which way you went through the course, and so it will back up the way you went through it. If you want to start from the beginning with a clean path, just hit the reset button. Okay, these other buttons, the ref button, you click on the ref button, it gives you references that are relevant to that course. And with all of these, if someone thinks they know of a good reference that would apply that course, just let us know and we'll add it to the references. Also down here there's a glossary for each course. This course doesn't need one, but you would list definitions for words that are appropriate for that course. Again, we like to hear feedback. Each course has an exam, and this course has one too. In fact, this course tells you what the answers are so that you can pass the course the first try to see what it's like. Or actually, we recommend failing the course the first time so that you can see what happens, but we're not going to do that here. We're just going to go through it. And when you get all the way to the end, you can go back and look at questions, but then at the end you hit this button here, and it'll score the exam for you. And if you get more than 80%, it'll consider that you passed the course. You hit continue, and here's where you submit feedback for the course. You can say the course was good or the course was bad, or you think I should have added we should have added something else, or it would be nice to have this in there, that sort of thing. So you submit the feedback and return to the site. Now here it shows that you've completed the course in your active course. And if you go back up here to the career link in the menu, you can view your training record, and it shows, hey, you've completed that course. Now if you choose to make this visible, anybody can see your training record. It's part of your resume, and you can enter your own degrees, certifications, courses, other things, and a future thing will have a thing where employers can enter their own training on your training record. Anyway, that's something for the future. Now you go back to My Courses. You can see that it has your score information and when you've completed it. Now if you drop it and then re-sign up for the course, it resets that information, but it keeps, let's see, so now it's back to 0 and says it's not completed. It's still in your training record, it's being passed, but now it's in your active courses. You haven't passed it since you added it to your active courses. We may change that in the future, I don't know. The other thing we really want you to do is, if you have an idea for a course, if you want us to put together a training program on a specific subject, or a piece of software, or a technique, or whatever, up here in this green box up here, there's this click here link, and you can put in information to suggest a course. We take that very seriously. We'd like to tailor this to what our users want to see. So please suggest a course if you want us to develop something for you. The other thing, okay, now I'm going to exit out of here. I'm going to show you how to get into uh, the site again after we just did it from registration. Go to learningmeasure.com. The upper left corner, you can log in as. Now that you've registered, you want to log in. You've got a choice. You can be a student, employer, educator, consultant, or staff. You can actually have an account in all of these areas, except for if you're not a member of our staff, you won't get a be able to enter that area. But you probably want to enter as a student, and again, it'll ask for your username and password, and it'll take you back to the thing. Now, it also will remember where you were in the course last. So now if you just click here, you go on to the next step. So anyway, that's how that works. Also, you'll notice this menu bar up here. There's a bunch of icons here. If you hover over that, it tells you what each one of these navigation things are. And this little TV here takes you to learningmeasure.tv, which is where the podcast is located. Okay. And once you've logged in, you can just go back to the student area real quick. Okay. That's it for now. We'll return you to the main part of the podcast. Okay. Now that you see how to take one of our courses, we really, like I said in the little video just now, we really want your suggestions for what kind of courses to put on this site. We would like to work with employers and educators and individual consultants or individuals, people, to develop training that are of interest to them. So please tell us something about what you want to see. Right now, we are trying, the only money we're making off the website is through advertising revenue, which is not very much at the moment. Eventually, once we get enough content, we probably will start a subscription-based training service, assuming we're not making sufficient money off the ad revenue, but that will have to remain to be seen. The plan eventually is to charge $5 a month for access to the website once we have sufficient training materials provided. The other thing we're trying to do is to develop a consultant network. What we would like to do is develop a network of subject matter experts in a wide variety of measurement-related fields, or it doesn't have to be measurement-related, just independent consultants that would be willing to bid on jobs on the site or develop some material for the site. We would, if you join our network, we were kind of thinking of it like a guild maybe or something like that, where you join our network, you would have an opportunity on the podcast to tell anybody out there what you're trying to do with your own particular consulting business. Employers, we are hoping that you can, if you're an employer out there interested in hiring a consultant, that we would be able to provide a network of people who might be able to help you out. The other thing that we like to do with our consultants is, first of all, if you develop any of the video training courses or online or in-person training courses that we would sponsor, we would basically split the profits with all the consultants involved, if that were to happen. And we would pay on a case-by-case basis for online content. We already have a mechanism on the website where employers can request bids on tasks and consultants can give their bids, or you can, or for posting jobs and resumes. In this next section, we're going to show you how to post your resume on our site. Okay, to post your resume, what you need to do is go up here to the career link in the menu, and then you say edit your resume. And you enter some information. Now everything you click here stuff that's included in your resume. And then this very last field is a large text box for putting in your resume. You can enter some limited HTML tags, but a lot of them are stripped out automatically because we don't want any monkey business going on with people posting their resume. Okay, and then you could put in, like you say, all this contact information. If you don't want it visible to everybody, just don't click on here. And then don't put it in here, and I'll just call this my resume, and I'll say that something like I work at McDonald's or something. Now, this is a really bad, of course I don't work at McDonald's, but I just want to put in some example. And then it says, okay, you've done it. So that's what that looks like. Then you click on this identifying information. That shows what you've chosen to post. And then here's your training record. Okay, now if you want someone else to see your resume, it's very simple. You already are in the database, so that it's searchable. But if you want to send somebody a link to your resume, go here, link to, okay, I'll back up, that was probably too fast. Go up to the career menu item, go down here to link to your resume, and it'll show right here, link to your resume. Now you can put that in an email, you can put that on your own website, you can do whatever you want with it. And when you click on that, it produces this. This is what your online resume will look like, with all the information that you've entered, the training record, and you put whatever's here, and it says who it's for, and that's a nice online resume. Okay, that's it for that. Okay, there you go. Now, if you're an employer, we want to be an inexpensive provider of training for your business. You'll be able to look at what courses your employees have taken, and you'll be able to post internal job openings and search resumes. And we would love to work with you to develop your own specific training programs. In fact, the website now has the ability to have online training that's available only to specific employers, if you would like to do that. If we develop one that's only custom for your company, though, we will charge for that. But if we develop a course that we think is more general and you'll allow to be disseminated, we'll do that for free. A lot of this is kind of hoping for, like, educators and employers, that a lot of the material can be treated like an online textbook as a reference material after you've taken the courses, that you can go back and look for information that you may not have committed to memory. Finally, for individual consultants or individual companies even, we would like to advertise for you. Especially if you're an equipment vendor of some sort, test equipment vendor, or provide some sort of service, we'd love to have you on the podcast and to show your wares. We would also, if you were willing to write an article with links to your business for our website, we would love that as well. The podcast, learningmeasure.tv, this podcast here, is the podcast of learningmeasure.com. What we plan on doing with this is every week covering some topic in measurement, or in the theory behind measurement, or maybe in the processing of data, or some technical topic, and try to relate that to some concrete measurement or something of interest. We of course plan on having interviews with our consultants and demos, and anybody, if you're in the
field of measurement, which is pretty wide. If you're a scientist or engineer or technician, we'd love to interview you here. So let us know. If you have any we really want to get feedback from our audience of what you want to see here. So if you, with any suggestions for the podcast, send us an email at suggestions@learningmeasure.tv, and we'll try to develop a podcast based on your suggestions. If you're a vendor who would like to show your wares or tell about your service, or just be on the podcast to have some sort of advertisement, let us know by sending us an email at vendors@learningmeasure.tv. This was going to be a short episode just to tell about what we're trying to do. If you've looked at the previous 5 episodes, you could get a flavor of what we're trying to do, but we need feedback to continue. We are going to try to make this a weekly podcast, but so far we haven't been all that lucky at getting the whole thing put together in a week. We're still going to try to be a weekly podcast. We've been averaging about every 2 weeks, but I think as we get going, we'll get better at this. Okay, that's this for this week. The plan for next week is to do an episode on wave phenomena, and hopefully that will be somewhat interesting. All right, we'll see you in our next time. Bye.